questions you guys have.
Chris, we saw the first of Keaton Mitchell on kick return this past week. What did you make of him?
It's exactly what I thought about. What I said leading up to it. Whenever he gets his opportunity, he's going to go out there and he's going to perform at a high level, and he did just that. And I thought both guys did a really good job, but it's really good to see him back out there. Not only that from a kick return standpoint, but he played some gunner. Beat a vice, got down the field. The thing with Keaton is, what kind of player he is. He really wants to be out there, and he got his opportunity last week, and I thought he performed well.
Chris, how much are you looking at the weather forecast, seeing looks like it could be pretty ugly Sunday?
That's one of the things we definitely look at, and I just think we got to be prepared, and we'll prepare ourselves for the elements, and whatever they are, we got to be able to handle them. So we do talk about it. So whatever they are, we just got to be able to adjust and adapt to, that type of weather, and I think our guys will go out and play well.
Does that impact, some of those different sort of kickoffs you guys have been trying, one way or the other, potentially?
That could potentially have an impact on it for sure. If it's a heavy wind day, depending on where that wind's coming from, right? You still got to get that ball inside the 20. So just trying a couple different kicks, that definitely could have an impact on the day.
Chris, I forget which coach said it, but I believe he implied that the dynamic kickoff and what is expected to kick some of these knucklers can get in the way of the normal field goal stroke, which hurts his own kicker's accuracy. Is that something you guys have to be vigilant about?
I think that's something that you have to have in the back of your mind, right? But I think these guys, man, they kick off so much and they're so good at what they do. Obviously, if you're gonna hit a bunch of knuckleballs, it's changing how you go foot to ball on the ball. So then if that's all you're doing, that's leading up to the field goals and things like that. You're probably not getting as much foot to ball that you would usually get. So that could have a little bit of impact on it. And I think for us, man, we do such a good job of just changing it up, and that's not solely what we're relying on. We're relying on a couple of different kicks as well.
Chris, what were the teaching points for some of the younger guys, especially I guess the penalty where he went out of bounds that knocked out Jordan Stout, so he had like a 62-yard punt, and then he had a retry one that was much shorter.
It's something that we talk about as soon as when our guys, the second they get in here, we go through just really all the new rules that are going to come up, throughout the course of the season. And then one of the things for the Gunners, we make sure we constantly harp on you can't go out of bounds on your own, right? Even when you think you're contacted, just probably a little bit of a technique issue, but that changed the course of field position, right? And so any little thing like that, we want to try to avoid as much as possible, and we're good enough to get that done. But on the second part, we had to re-punt. We had a good punt. We had great coverage. I think we're good enough to go out there and just really hit another good punt, and we didn't get that, so that really changed the field position.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.